This is the sandstone bluff where Shad fights and eventually eludes Lopez and Sheriff Yeates. And I'm gonna run us through what hopefully will be the action. This stuff hasn't been drawn yet at the time that we're recording this. So hopefully it will be something like what I'm gonna show you. And they see Shad kind of skylined and trying to get away. His horse has died, and he's got his rifle and a riata, his roping rope for cattle with him. When the sheriff and Lopez first come riding up, Shad comes running up, trying to take cover, and he'll jump down at something like this, which is great cover, and he shoots at the sheriff and Lopez. And they have to get off their horses and get to some place where he can't see them. He can't get away that way, it's open. He can't get away this way because of the cliff. Eventually they sneak up on the bluffs here, and when they get close, they realize that they'll be exposing themselves against the rock if they go after Shad. So the new idea that they have is to circle the bluffs and try and take Shad from behind. And they sneak along the edge of the rocks, and eventually they're going to try and catch up with him in some place or corner him as he tries to get down. So trying to stay out of sight from the sheriff and Lopez, Shad comes up along the ridge, and he continues along this sort of twisting spine of the ridge, trying to find a way down. So trying to stay out of sight from the sheriff and Lopez, Shad comes up along the ridge. So right here is a great place to hide, this deep cleft. And so Shad takes cover in there. There's nowhere along in here where they can get up to him, so they keep going. So they go this way. When they get in here, they're actually right under where Shad is hiding, though they don't know it. And they continue to sneak along. Being very careful. And we're going to make our way clear around here to find a place where they can easily get up. As the sheriff and Lopez climb around the end, they're taking great pains, or they have been taking great pains all along here, to be as quiet as possible. But Lopez dislodges a rock, and that makes noise, which potentially can alert Shad to the fact that he's being outmaneuvered. So maybe in a place like this, because it's difficult to get up there, he puts down his rifle and he takes out his pistol, and he and Lopez go around this way, and so as they come along right about here, Sheriff Yeates realizes that this is the notch that Shad probably is hiding in. Maybe no other place to hide. He puts down his rifle and he takes out his pistol. So they sneak up where they can't be seen, come in for a last rush. But when they get up there, it's empty. How is this possible? Shad uses his riata, throwing a loop around the end of the rock here so that he can kind of hang off the edge. Just as Lopez realizes it, Shad swings in, pulls his gun and holds it to Lopez's head. He tells the sheriff to go back down. Once the sheriff does, he leads Lopez forward, gets him to the edge, and pushes him off. Rappels down from that notch, it's down the side of the cliff, goes around these boulders, or even comes up through these boulders, and heads this way to the lava field. Lopez hits, rolls, and picks himself up, and in an absolute fit of rage comes rushing back up the rocks to see that Shad has gotten away and is making his way down to the towards the lava. The sheriff follows Lopez more slowly. Lopez will run across the top of the rocks, and when he gets to the very end, he looks at this huge panorama, sees a little tiny figure of Shad getting away, and he's jumping up and down, and he's shaking his fist, and he's calling Shad all kinds of dirty names. And then eventually he'll have to get back together with the sheriff, and they get back to their horses and get supplies and head off across the lava field.